Hello, everyone. My name is Hector Mendoza. I'm an adjuster. When we're out there in the field, time is money. The faster you can get something done, the the more money you're going to make. Um, Now, I'm one of those guys that I only do 3 claims a day, but usually they're large losses, and so it's pretty good money. But I don't. I could probably do 4 or 5, but I always am conscientious about treating the customer right. I'm not going to hurry through the process, but there are a lot of things you can do to cut down and then so what I want to talk to you about are narratives, GLRs, compliance notes, inspection notes. All of this are basically the same thing, except different firms call them different words. Okay, so basically, what it is you get a claim, and they are going to tell you you're going to have to create a note every time you do something. And by the way, guys, this is part one of a few. I don't know if it's going to be 2 or 3 parts, but I don't like to make my videos way long, so I want y'all to hear me out on how to do this kind of stuff to make you better. Okay, I'm here to help you. Uh, I want all of y'all to be successful. I mean, I only work like 6 months out of the year. I take home anywhere from 100 to 150 to 180,000 a year, and I don't have to work that much. But uh, the rest of the time, either I'm a contractor or I'm certifying people to become adjusters or certifying them for level one, level two, level three. But every once in a while, I work the whole year, and then that's real good money. So what I'm trying to get to say is, I'm not trying to brag or nothing. It's just that I want y'all to be able to do what I do, and the way you can do that is by organizing yourself. Uh, I got several videos out there that helps you how to do all of that. But so let's get and talk about this GLRs. Okay, so some companies are going to require you to to make a note. Okay, so right here in the beginning is a document that you see this word abstract, title, comments, subject, status. Those are words that the Microsoft Word has these things that you can type it once. Like, for instance, look, I'm going to copy and paste this. And throughout this document, look, here it's only 2 different places. So we have it here, and then we have it here, okay, later on in the document. So um, unfortunately, Word has only a few of these things that will allow me to do something. For instance, if I type, remember, I did a search for abstract. So if I type here, and let's say I put my telephone number 469-878. Well, I better not tell everybody my number here. 123. Okay. Um, Now, remember, everywhere it said abstract. Now, when I hit a Control C and I hit Control V, you see, everywhere that word was, now it replaces it. I don't have to type it more than once. And, you know, remember, it was down here. So you can get your Word document to do a lot of stuff for you. Okay, so all of this narratives, GLRs, inspection notes, however you want to call it, you can create, like, for instance, you see, This is insured information. This is for me. I print this out before I go and talk to the insured. And I'm going to show you what all this stuff does. Okay. These things are called tokens. I'm going to bring this into Xactimate, and this is automatically going to populate. Okay. Um, so actually, what I'll do for you real quick, let me save this, and I'm going to show you. Uh, Wait a second. Give me a second here. Uh, Okay, so I'm going to bring this GLR into Xactimate. Okay, so this is what this document will do. Okay, give me a second here, and then on a different video, I will actually here. Let me find a real good a real project. Okay, and it'll be already closed, but I can still. Okay, here's let's pick this guy here. Okay. Uh, so this is So if I hit Control P, oh, you know what? Give me a second here. This one here, here. Let's go to Document, and I'm going to import this thing. You see, I put underlines is so that it brings it up to the front of this document. Okay, so I'm going to hit Open. Now, look, when I double click here, look what it's going to do. You see, it automatically insert its name, and all pertinent information is gone in there. It put my telephone, my name, my telephone number. It put the person's address. Those what tokens will do for us. You see, because like here's a settlement note. So I make this populate for a bunch of different kinds of scenarios that I might encounter through this process, and I never have to copy and paste things. It automatically does this for me. So, so that's what I'm going to show you how to do. And all this other stuff here are pull down menus. Okay, and we'll go over all of that. But I wanted to, for y'all new guys that's never been an adjuster, or you're maybe 1 or 2 years into the field. Later on, you can create this kind of documents, and all you got to do is look at all my videos. I show everybody how to do everything. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to create this particular kind of GLRs. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and close that, and I'm not going to save it. So let's go back to the to that original document that I was just talking to y'all about. Okay, so I had to close out of that GLR because, uh, you know, if you ever try to import a GLR or any kind of token documents into Xactimate while you have it open, is going to crash your uh, Xactimate. So give me a second here. Let me find that GLR. Here it is. Here, let me put it up here. I usually don't have stuff in the desktop. This is the stuff I've been teaching today. Okay, so going back to this thing. So you can create a document, and so the company that I was working for gave me a bunch of um, Word documents. Okay, so for instance, this I created this for my just for me. This is something I create. So like I said, I like to have a piece of document when I'm out there talking to the insured. It puts all this information. Now, so this how this thing works. You see, if I click here, let me expand this a little bit. So this originally this was one Word document. This was another Word document. This was another Word document. This was another Word document. So what we had to do is we'd have to go in there and type the same thing over, or, you know, well, what I do is at the beginning, I put all this information into this little area. I get that either through my, you know, email they sent me, or a declaration page, or they send me a first notice of loss, and I fill this information. So let's say I attempt to contact the insured. It's automatically going to populate all this stuff here, right? And then so you see where it says call and discuss claim with insured and settle inspection and set inspection date and time. Left my telephone number, and it automatically does all this for me. Okay, so that's called an attempt to attempt contact note. Now sometimes you're able to actually contact the insured, and so the insurance companies, they want to know when you tried to contact them, when you actually got a hold of them, and then they want to know when you set the inspection, uh, and then so let's start with attempt to contact. Okay, so remember, most of this is going to be done without me having to type a lot of information. Okay. um, Now this right here, I do add some stuff like well, actually it automatically inserts this, so I don't have to type hardly anything. All I got to do is put when I contacted them, and normally I'll put the date and time. Okay, so let's say that I have a contact note. I didn't attempt it. I contacted him. You see this title right here. You see how it says set an appointment? This title, when I set the appointment and then I start talking about the inspections, just type in that one time. You see here it is right here. Because if I set the date and time, it's automatically going to put it here because that's when I'm going to do the inspection. Okay. And then you can change it later if they change the inspection. But 80% of the time, you're going to type this one time and all this. So if I hit Control C and I go right here and hit Control V, look how many places that it automatically puts that time. So it doesn't matter if I do it at the beginning, which, that's where I'm normally going to put it. I can put that date anywhere. So let's say I set the appointment for 8/14/2021. Now this is going to change a bunch of information, so remember, if I go in here, whoops, come on, I'm not doing too good today. Okay, so if I hit Control C and I hit Control V, now look right here, set appointment for this date, and then I would also put the time in there. I'm just kind of making things short. Or let's say there's a lot of ways that this particular company requires us to do. For instance, I would have an inspection note. If I submit for review, then I would have to go. You see, so let's say this is what I did. I submitted my notes, and I had to get it approved. Well, I usually don't have to, because in some of these companies, I have my authority line. In other words, I can settle on site with a lot of the companies. Now, fortunately, the companies I work for now, we don't even do that, which is weird because they pay us 4 times more than what these other companies pay us, and we don't have to settle with the customer. We just do the inspection, and you do a third of the work, and you get paid 4 times the amount that companies that have a lot of paperwork. The companies I work for, we have less work and they pay us more. But anyway, so that's not. So let's say if I had to submit, so if I did my inspection, I would click here and I would hit submit for review. That would be for somebody that doesn't have a lot of experience. They're not going to settle on site. So if I did this, then I would have to have a settlement note. And a lot of this stuff is going to be populated. But if I, if let's say that I go there and I settle on site, this particular document, which is one document, but I have it broken down. Uh, this one, I wouldn't have to settle on site. So there's a lot of scenarios in this document. Like I might be doing a condo inspection, and or I might be doing a water loss, and each one of these things got a different kind of narrative, inspection notes, or whatever. But I'm doing it all. So let me show you. Let me show you what I would do. So I would go down here. Uh, this is automatically going to populate. Anytime you see an open bracket and a closed bracket, then I've told the machine to populate this from Xactimate. Then you see it's going to automatically put the deductible here. Normally we're gonna do that in Xactimate, but when I open this thing up, it's going to populate. Um, then with this particular company, I would have to when I call them, I tell them, hey, who's your mortgage companies? And let's say they put Bank of America or Bank One. Okay. Now, anytime through all of these documents that they want to know the mortgage holder, it's automatically going to put it in there. Now it's red here, right? But when it goes throughout the document, I have it in black. So look, if I hit Control V, well, this particular company um, doesn't require us to yeah, it doesn't require us to put who the mortgage company is. So this is a document that I use for a lot of different things. Okay, so now, uh, so before I even start, you see, throughout this documents, they're going to want to know the age of the home. In four here, so let's see how many places they want to know the age of home. So if I hit Control V, you see, it's automatically going to put it everywhere in there, right? So now, so let's say that I don't know the age of the house, right? Look, I have a link right here. If I right click and I tell it to open hyperlink, is going to automatically going to open up. Uh, it did it on my other monitor, but it automatically opened up Zillow, right? So you see all the strings of information. All I would have to do is copy and paste this into Zillow, and it would tell me the age of the house. Okay, so I don't have to go looking for Zillow. Or let's say that I wanted to go to exact analysis. I could go in here and open up hyperlink, and it automatically opens up exact analysis. Or let's say I want to go to Google Maps, and all I got to do is open that link. Okay, so so now I could tell the machine to automatically put the cost of loss for me using tokens. But so let's say the um, declaration page, not the declaration page, but the first notice of loss, they're going to tell you what the loss is. But sometimes it's not what they're saying. So I like typing that myself, okay? Because I'll talk to the insured, and sometimes they're like, no, that's not what it is. It's my refrigerator. I don't know why y'all say it's the roof. So I always type it manually, because that's the first thing I'm going to ask them. I'm going to ask them about the loss. And you see this pull down menu? I've went and typed almost any kind of scenario that you could. So let's say that this was a weight of snow. Look, all I would have to do is just hit Control C, hit Control V, and everywhere I have to type the cost of loss. So hit Control V. You see, it put it there because these are sentences that I automatically have this uh, put into. Okay, origin. Like, where did it start? Did it start in the master bedroom, living room, playroom? I got almost any kind of room. I mean, you could type it, but when you're uh, doing things real fast, you might misspell it. So all I have to do is hit Control C, and then hit Control V, and it placed it everywhere. So now the last thing here, this is just setting this document up. You see FNOL status. So, I copy and paste whatever they said. So let's say there was damage to the flooring in the kitchen. Now, I wouldn't be typing this. I would be copy and pasting that from what they sent me. Okay, so now everywhere that this sentence might, that they might be asking. So if I hit Control V, see, it's here, 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 here. So I've typed it once, and I don't care what scenario I'm going to use. It's automatically put that in there for me. Okay. So remember, all of these things will be automatically populated. Most of this stuff, I won't even have to hardly type anything, because once I bring this into Xactimate, it's going to type everything. So now let me show you how this works. Okay, so let's say I got an inspection note. Okay, and then so the insurance carrier, they want to know, submit for review. Either you print it. So let's say you print it on site, or you email the insured, or submitting for review. Okay, so uh, you see, I got this pull downs where I don't have to type nothing. Okay, so now look. So now this is going to say coverage, application of coverage. So they want to know if it's an HO1, HO2, HO3. I don't have to. This is the only kind of insurance policies they have. Okay, so I've already, either it's a HO3 or whatever it is, right? Now, the cost of loss, remember, it automatically put this in there, which, and all I have to do is, or it's not covered. So let's say it is covered. So it automatically created this sentence for me. And remember, origin, they want to know where it started. And I did that at the beginning because that's what I asked the insured. Then you see on prior losses, they want to know, hey, was there prior losses or was there no prior losses? So I create scenarios, and remember, every company is going to be different. So I don't care what kind of narrative they sent me. I'm always going to do something like this uh, so that I can get in and out of that deployment real fast. Okay, so prior losses, none found. Review, let's say review the following losses. Then I would go in here and I would copy and paste the losses from whatever documentation they sent me. Okay, so and remember, look, inspected property on, you see, it automatically put it in there. Why? Because that was when I on my first narrative that's when the inspection was to occur. And of course, this is going to automatically put all this other information. Overhead, is it warranted or is not warranted? You see, I have everything in red. So anything that's in red, it has to be filled out. When you're out there, guys, fill everything out, because I'm also an examiner, and man, sometimes we get documents that people only fill out half of it, and it makes our life real hard. But um, so so here, look what I got. Either, like, let's say you have an interior, you're not going to inspect the roof. Or let's say that you did inspect the roof, it's a hail damage. You see, I got almost any kind of scenario. Say found damages to the following from, and then you can select here, uh, and okay, from, and then I want to type what hail damage, wind damage, whatever it is, right? Then here, um, either, I don't know if y'all know what settle assist is. This particular company, anytime you had a roof claim and you had more than 5 squares, you had to use settle assist, which is another program that you'll have to learn when you're out there in the field. And then the type, let's say it's a 20-year, 25-year, organic, 40-year. See, I don't have to type nothing. It's all here. And if I ever go into an environment that has different kind of shingles or different kind of roof, I can add it to this list. Okay, so let's say it's 25 years. How many layers? Let's say 2 layers. What was the pitch? You know, and I just don't put 10. I put 10 over 12. Makes it look like I'm typing a lot of stuff. They love it when you make it look professional. Age. Remember, we would have went into that to the Zillow, and we would have determined the age. The condition. You're going to be there, right? Either it's average, above average, below average, repairable, non-repairable. So then roof findings, exterior. Okay, so let's say um, if you're going to do the roof, normally you are going to find some damages to the exterior. Okay, now then is what kind of exterior is it? Is it wood, brick, metal? So let's say that there was more than one kind. Like, in other words, you can. So I want to hit Control C, and then let's say it was wood, and wood um, and I hit Control V. That way, and let's say it was wood and brick, right? And remember, comments. So that would have been at the age of the house. So let's say it's a 20-year home. Okay, and I would have only typed it once. I missed it up front. Okay, another thing. Look, you see the good thing about how I do my stuff. You see, I skipped this right here. Well, there's no way I'm going to forget to skip it, because if I see something red, you're going to have to do something with it. So settle. Settle. Let's say I use settle assist. Okay, now, so if you have a lot of items that are damaged in the exterior, I would click on this thing. I would click on this thing here. I would hit Control C. So let's say I found wood hail damage to the wood bead, right? I hit Control V, and let's say I found hail damage to the shutters. Control V, and then let's say I found hail damage to the wood fascia or whatever. I have all different kinds of scenarios. Normally, when you see damage on one elevation, you're going to see it in a couple of elevations. So all I have to do is hit Control C, delete the, delete this and hit Control V now, because basically it's going to be the same thing on both ends. Here, remember, hail's directional. No storm related damages absorbed. Okay? So the good part about this is that, you guys, when we're out there, we're typing real fast. We're going to misspell words. Now, are they going to shoot us? No, but you want it to look good. Okay, exterior. Either you inspected it, or or found damage. So normally, if it's hail, not all the time you're gonna have interior damage. And then, did you settle assist? I don't know. They keep on asking that question over and over. Other structures. No other structures found or reported during the inspection. No inspection. Blah blah blah. Every company is going to want you to word certain things a certain way. Well, I change it for every company. Let's say same thing. Did I use settle assist on that or not? Personal property. No personal property was damaged based on decision with discussion with insured. I have different scenarios. All this stuff changes, but here's the deal. You set it up one time at the beginning of your deployment. Once you get to know those carriers, you know what they're looking for. Was there subrogation potential? No subrogation due to, or there's possible subrogation, or no subrogation due to the following. Okay, salvage. You could say no items with salvage value, or you can whatever you want to type. Recommendation. Okay, or either you're going to cover for the above losses, potential denial of the following, or full denial. So, and sometimes you might have to type a little bit, but not much. Pending. Okay, did you? Okay, so like in my case, I always review, settle, and processing for payment, because with this company I settled 95% of all my claims on site. I talked to the insured. I wrote him the estimate, did everything on site. So okay. So you see, this would have been an inspection. Now, then you turn this in, and then let's say, because if you're going to have to turn this in, it's because you don't have the authority to settle on site. So then you would have to go in here and make a settlement note. And all you have to do right here is just click this button, print it, the estimate on site, or email a copy to the insured, the estimate to the insured, because you're going to get an approval and you're going to email that, because you don't have the authority to do this, so you're going to email the insured. Okay, so now, so let's say there was a different scenario. Let's say that like me, you can settle on site. Then instead of going in and doing the inspection notes and the settlement, it's all combined right here. Less work, less documents that you have to email, and so it's all the same thing. You see, I got my pull downs just exactly like that other one was. Matter of fact, let's say that you accidentally did your inspection notes, and your inspection notes, you can copy and paste this and bring it to this document and just paste it. There's a few lines that you have to delete or something, but anyway, so in addition to this, okay, so let's say that you had sometimes you might not receive a declaration page. Okay, so you have to email the claim examiner. You got to email it to, and they always give you where to send their request. See, this automatically is going to put all this information for me from Xactimate, And then look, you see this subject line, and I'll show you this in a minute once we bring this thing in there. That's if you had to request a declaration page. It automatically puts in there. You just hit this one button, boom, copy and paste, you're done. Everybody else, they go in there and they have to put all this information every time they ask for declaration. Or let's say they didn't give you a request for prior losses, or then you, or let's say sometimes you have to have a different compliance because for when in hell it's a different deductible, and you have to request that through your desk examiner. Or let's say that um, you know I have this thing. This is what I do. I call the insured. I call the insured. I call the insured. Leave notes. All the stuff. Right. I do that 3 times, and sometimes I do it the same day. But the first time I call them, if they don't answer, I text them because I know they think that I'm a caller, right? If I text them and I don't hear nothing back in the next, let's say, 5 minutes, then I'm gonna get, and this is a populated document that I've created. This is my this is not something they give you. I immediately do this document, and then it'll state attach. Let me see. Oh, that's for the estimate. Oh, here's a contact letter. Okay, so it says, my name is Hector Mendoza. I'm with Liberty Mutual, whoever it is. I am the adjuster assigned to inspect the property for your loss. I have tried to reach you at blah, blah, blah number, but was not successful. And you can put whatever you want in there. I tell them I am at the office from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sometimes I put 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., when I'm, when, but normally it's between 8 and 10 p.m. They can call me anytime. Okay, so this is what the stuff would look like if you if you went to Xactimate. After you fill all that stuff up, I didn't save that. Let me show you what those contact letters would look like. So let's go back to another claim, any claim. What? Oh, project. Sorry about that. I'm getting tired. Been up since 4 in the morning. Okay, so let's pick this guy here. Okay, so I'm gonna hit Control P, go to Documents, double click here, and you see all those documents. I got scenarios for any kind of thing you can think of. Now, so watch this. So, we were talking about those requests for prior losses. It automatically put this subject, prior loss. It automatically put the claim number and the name of the person. Please send any related prior losses, and I put insured. Like I said, most of you are going to copy and paste and do a bunch of stuff. I do everything. I guess maybe I'm lazy. I don't know. I like the machine to do everything for me. Or let's say that I needed to do a contact letter, remember? And this, nobody tells me to do this. I automatically do this because this is something, I have a good contact rate. In other words, I usually get a hold of my insured within the first 4 hours. It's rare that I go to the second or third day. That's only if they go on vacation or something, because I'm aggressively going to get a hold of the insured. And you see how it automatically put his name, his address, claim number. They know it looks professional. Dear Mr. So-and-so, here, I'm trying to get a hold of you. Sincerely, Hector Mendoza, field adjuster. Remember before, all this stuff were nothing but tokens. And that's how you do it, guys. Now, that's going to be the end of this video. But if you like this, man, y'all need to, no, y'all don't need to. If you subscribe to me, you'll get all kinds of stuff like this where I teach you how to do this. My time that it takes to do My claims are very minimal. First of all, always be consistent with what you do. If you're going to inspect, always go to the front, left, rear, right, or front, right, rear, left. Always work the same way. If you and then when you get on the roof, whatever rotation you use, do the same thing in the roof. Okay, guys. So now the next video is going to be similar to this one. The next video is going to be the same document, but I'm going to show you how to create this pull downs. Okay, how to create this stuff, because that's and I'll talk a little about those tokens, how to make the name appear here without you having to type it. So if you like this video, please subscribe to me and put a thumbs up saying you like it. Thank you, guys. Man, y'all be good out there. You can make a lot of money if you play your cards right. Yeah. So, I mean, you can watch 2 or 3 movies at the end of the day. If you know, fortunately, I have my wife that's licensed and she helps me. She does half of my work. So, um, it's always good to have a partner. Thank you for watching this video, guys. I enjoyed teaching y'all.